This is an overview of the programs offered in the Department of Physics, Engineering, and Astronomy at Stephen F. Austin State University. These programs are housed within the STEM building at SFA. You can see the large planetarium dome here. And from outside, you can see the Solar System Plaza next to the STEM building. Inside the atrium, you again see the planetarium, and then around this side of the building are all the classrooms, labs, faculty offices, student areas, and makerspaces. Over in this part, you'll see that there's a classroom to the right-hand side, and it's designed so that once you have class here, you can come into the makerspace to work on a class project, whether it be physics, mechanical engineering, or electrical engineering. So there's that classroom. Here's the makerspace. Around the corner from that is our machine shop that has metalworking, woodworking, and a full-time machinist. Over on the lower left-hand side is our electrical engineering labs. There's lots of spaces in this building that you'll begin to explore as you get to campus. On the second floor, we have a makerspace typically for juniors and seniors, but all students, whether they're freshman, senior, graduate student, can work in this area or study in the lounge area, visit with the Society of Physics students, the Engineering Student Organization, or use these small huddle rooms to either study privately or with the group at the end of these hallways. So it's really designed to have your classroom nearby, be able to study here, and then also visit your faculty members down here in the office suite. So it's pretty easy to get access to faculty if you need help on homework or a class project. We have research labs in physics and engineering here, and some more class labs for astronomy and physics there. On the third floor, physics and engineering labs, computer labs, research labs, and computer science faculty. On the fourth floor, observation deck, where we sometimes put out telescopes to use in our astronomy classes. And then the dean's office and STEM center are located in this area on the fourth floor of the STEM building. One of the programs we offer in our department is the physics major. It's been around the longest for many decades. And as you can see, physics is the study of matter and energy. Physics really allows you to solve some really complex problems. And that's why industry values physicists, because they can solve really complex things dealing with radiation, sound, electricity, magnetism, and very small things like atoms, mechanics, light, and heat. Simply put, physics solve really big problems from rockets to nuclear reactors. But you can also work on smaller projects as well. Example careers include working in the space industry at NASA, or in the medical fields. We have some students working at MD Anderson in medical physics. What minor really goes along well with physics is the math minor. So those really go well together. Physics major, math minor. We'll often recommend a second minor, say in astronomy, if you're interested in combining physics and astronomy together. And you can also, of course, minor in engineering as well. So if you minor in astronomy, you'll get a chance to go to the observatory, do some research there, like one of our graduates did. Abby, here she is, graduating with a master's degree in physics with her research in astronomy at the SFA Observatory. Another program that we offer is the engineering physics major. That's a 4-year degree as well, and it's the study of physics, engineering, and mathematics. You'll see that we have 2 tracks. One is in mechanical engineering, and the other one is electrical engineering. And our students are getting jobs in mechanical and electrical engineering positions, such as Lockheed Martin and Design Lights Consortium, which is an electrical engineering firm. So we are noticing that our students are getting jobs, and it's really because of our program being ABET accredited, which means it's a quality program, has a stamp of approval from the Accreditation Board of Engineering and Technology. It's really important to have that accreditation because it allows you to work at some companies, but also get an engineering license if you choose to do so. So many of our graduates already have jobs. Some of them are currently going into graduate school. So those are typically the 2 paths students take toward a career, is they go right into industry or they go into graduate school. We've had another program since the 1980s, which is the 3-2 program. And there you get 2 degrees in 5 years. You spend 3 years at Stephen F. Austin, say 2 years at Texas A&M or another engineering school, and you get a physics degree from SFA and an engineering degree from that school. Once you, say, transfer courses from SFA to the engineering school and vice versa. So if you want to follow this route and have 2 degrees, one in physics and one in engineering, in just 5 years, we can advise you how to make that transition from, after the 3 years over into the engineering program. Now, this engineering program here could be any of them: civil, petroleum, nuclear, etc., any of the 15 plus engineering disciplines. We've also had pre-engineering for many decades at SFA. And so if you want to get started in, say, civil or petroleum or electrical engineering, we certainly do that for 2 years here, and then you'd have to end up transferring after 2 years, and you'd graduate from another university. All of these plans are really somewhat flexible because it allows you to make a transition, say, from, let's say, engineering physics over to the pre-engineering or dual degree program. So the main 2 4-year programs that we have are the physics degree and the engineering physics degree. You can dress up the physics degree with astronomy, or do the dual degree where you graduate in physics and then transfer away. You can select from either an emphasis in electrical or mechanical engineering for our engineering physics program, or you can decide to take this route and do pre-engineering instead. So that's kind of an overview of the programs that we offer within our department. We do have undergraduate research. No matter which path you pick from those programs, you can choose to do research in astronomy, low temperature physics, electron microscopy, quantum optics, lasers, gas dynamics, combustion chemistry, or radar signal processing. So those are some areas of research you can get into even as an undergraduate student. The nice thing about these programs in physics, engineering physics, pre-engineering, dual degree, is that they have a lot of common courses involved. They all require 12 hours of calculus. They all have 8 hours of introductory physics, technical physics, calculus-based physics. And so any one of these paths toward your degree will involve those courses. And these programs also involve statics and dynamics, or dynamics in the case of the physics program. There's a little bit of differences when it comes to the electronics. It's required for engineering physics, but optional in these other programs. We also recommend, especially if you're doing pre-engineering dual degree or engineering physics, taking 6 hours of freshman engineering. That's often the first thing we recommend you take if you come in as an engineering physics major, say with an interest in mechanical or electrical engineering. So the nice thing about these programs is that you could start off, say, doing pre-engineering and then switch to physics and not really lose that many credits, as you can see here. We do careful advising. When we meet with you one-on-one, we figure out which of these paths you're interested in and make sure that if you wanted to, say, jump from one track to the other, it would be pretty easy to do so. Mathematics is a key part of all of these programs. Many of the students will either start in pre-calculus or algebra, but eventually make it to the calculus sequence in the first couple of semesters. There's so many math courses in these programs that we often recommend a math minor. Even for the engineering physics majors, we recommend a math minor just because it's so key to physics and engineering and astronomy as well. So I will send you all emails that have some freshman scholarship information. So if you don't receive one of those, you can reach out to me and we'll get that over to you. Then also I wanted to mention that when you make it here to campus, make sure you get involved in student organizations. We have a Society of Physics Students that meets on Thursdays at 5, every other Thursday at 5. And then we also have an engineering student organization that also meets on every other Thursday at 5 o'clock. So that's a good way to meet your classmates and, kind of form study groups to help you through the program. As always, if you need any help in registering or have any questions about our program, feel free to reach out to us using the email addresses on our website. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Have a good day.